everybody. It's Allie, and welcome to our Y&R chat for Sunday, January 4th, 2026. Okay, when was the last time that Sharon checked in with Mariah? Help! She needs help! Mariah has been abducted by Ian Ward's ghost, and he is brainwashing her. He is talking to her about destiny and the plan, and it is terrifying. As soon as Sharon and Nick and Noah and Victor get done busting Matt Clark, they need to bust into that motel room and save Mariah from herself. Tessa's doing fine, by the way. Tessa's doing real good. But Mariah was tearing up one of their family photos at the same time that Tessa was saying that she's filing for divorce, telling that to Daniel. I wonder if there's any chance that while Nick and Sharon are busting into that motel room around Matt, that they'll bust into the same motel room that Mariah is in. It looks like the same hotel, the same seedy motel. 2 seedy motel rooms at the same time on the show. That's some luck. Well, of course, you know, I want to say, well, this is what Mariah wanted. This is kind of her own design. But now that I have this vision of Ian Ward in her mind, presumably, it's just much harder to say that because Mariah is either clearly being manipulated or she's completely mentally ill, and maybe it's both. I don't know. But her life is completely destroyed. Her family is completely destroyed. Her marriage completely destroyed. And Tessa just wanted to feel wanted. Damn it. Damn it. Mariah has been pushing her away for I don't even know how long now. And then she gets word that Mariah has left the clinic, and not even word from Mariah herself. Tessa apparently realized Mariah had left because she looked at their family tracking app. Is that a thing? Seriously? Do families have tracking apps? Wherein you track each other casually whenever you feel like it? No, thank you. I'll pass on that one. So Mariah has not been there for Tessa. But you know who is always there for Tessa? Right where she expects him to be. Playing that G chord. Daniel. And this week he was playing that G all right. That's the only chord he ever needed to know. Who cares about A, B, C, D, E, and F? The G stands for good God. Oh. I don't know. I can't help myself. I'm happy for those 2 crazy kids. Yeah, sure, we could have waited for the divorce and been technical. But then we wouldn't get the moment where Mariah finally comes back, gives Tessa everything she's asking for, but it's too late because now she's already completely and fully involved with Daniel. And then we also would not get the months of lying to Mariah about it because, well, you know, we can't tell her the truth. She's in a fragile mental state right now. We can't drop that bomb all over her. You know, so maybe just a little bit of perfectly healthy sneaking around behind Mariah's back until she's well enough that we can tell her the full truth. This is why I watch soaps, people. I was a little surprised that Adam and Sally ended up spending New Year's Eve together. Are they going to be getting back together in 2026? I don't know. Part of me wonders if Y&R just wanted to be able to reuse that all holiday, no holiday New Year's Eve flashback of theirs that was so cute. Like back when they had the magic. I don't know. It was so weird because they were all grumpy with each other last week, and then this week it was suddenly there. I'm not sure if I still feel the magic. I mean, in little bits, little crumbs, maybe. But it just feels like every time they have crossed paths in the last, I mean, I don't know, months and months, it's just one argument after another. But so it was nice getting to see them trying to be friends, I'll say. I can't believe she felt entitled to eating his hamburger after she ripped him a new one over the Newman Media article. I don't think he owed her hamburger slice after that, but he shared it anyway, which is very gentlemanly of him, of course. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for building something back for them. Maybe something that looks a little closer to friendship first, starting in 2026. And that was their resolution, that they're going to try to be a little more friendly. But I don't know if Y&R is going to go for a romance with them. I mean, I don't know. Even though Chelsea is grump about Newman Media right now, I just think that they're on lock. I think Chelsea and Adam and Connor are on lock, that little family unit right now. And Sally is just way too busy being Billy's full-time babysitter, which is the exact same double duty that all of Billy's girlfriends get to do. I feel more passionate about Sally and Audra's relationship than I do about Sally and Billy's relationship. When Sally gave Audra that purse, I was like, aw, how thoughtful. Sally knew that Audra had her eye on that purse for ages, but Audra couldn't, afford it being out of work and all. Plus, there's a long waiting list. So Sally had to pull some strings to get that fabulous bag so that she could put it into a gift bag for her bestie on Christmas Day. That is true love. I am won over. That is one relationship I do feel passionate about. Sally and Audra. And then Y&R took the moment, bothered to take the moment. And I want to believe that this was Elizabeth Hendrickson's idea because I've noticed that she's directing a lot of the episodes lately. But I loved that Y&R took the moment to have Sally photograph Audra with the bag. Just a little something for social media. That was a touch that just really resonated with me. It's not just here's the gift, whatever. It's let me get a picture of you with it, girl. You could tell that Sally was trying to pump Audra up, make her feel better, because there's nobody else who's doing it. I think Audra even said, who else do I even have in this town that's an ally? No one. Sally's it. I think she even said, name someone. And in my head, I was trying to think, well, there's got to be one other person. No, I don't think so. So I just think that, Sally and Audra are very cute, and I can hardly stand it. That was a lot of follow through there that I appreciated. But Sally does also suspect that her bestie is carrying a pretty dark secret. Maybe that's why she got her the bag. Here's an expensive purse within which to carry your dark secret. I want to say say I can hardly believe that it's been nearly a month since we've had any follow-up on Audra and Holden and the dead guy on the floor at the bar thing. But then again, I'm not surprised. It's been a month since we've seen Mariah. I don't know, what did Audra and Holden do with the body? Because that's, just no matter what the circumstances, disposing of a body is a serious lock you away for a long time kind of crime, even if the death was accidental. And now Claire is sniffing around the whole thing for the truth. And yet, Audra continues to provoke Claire on a weekly basis. I mean, yeah, I know Claire is usually the one who has started the physical fights between them, but Audra always has something to say. It's maybe one of the reasons I like Audra. She refuses to back down. She refuses to play nice, even when her life is on the line, and it is. Holden, too. Honestly, Holden is straight up playing with fire. I do think Holden really likes Claire, really wants Claire, but I also think that Holden thinks that if he can keep Claire close, then he can make sure that she doesn't get too close to the truth. Well, it's confirmed. Matt has Sienna. She is being held hostage in the Genoa City Motel right next to Mariah and Ian. And Matt is saying he is going to kill her and kill Noah too. And then next week he is dragging her around in a car around town. And she's lashing back at him, and he said something like, oh, you may have drawn first blood, but I'm going to draw last blood. Yikes! That does not sound good. I sure hope Noah gets to use all that pent-up energy that he has. It's all pent up underneath his see-through sweater with white undershirt underneath. I don't know how I feel about being able to see that undershirt underneath the sweater, you guys. I could not tell if it was on purpose or if it was just the lighting, like, how sometimes the lighting catches you wrong and oops. But I could not hardly think of anything else. As soon as I saw that, it was just absolutely drew me out of the scene, drew me away from everything. All I could think about was the shirt underneath the sweater. But I like the actor a lot this week. He was like a caged animal. He could barely stand the fact that Dad was going off to do the negotiating with Matt while he was stuck at home drinking beers with Sharon, of all things. Noah wanted to be the one to punch Matt. But that's Nick's job. That's Nick's right? I mean, just pure legacy. It's Nick's right to get to punch Matt some more. Yeah. Nick met with Matt at the Lookout this week a couple of times for a bully bro down throwdown. Pretty epic. Nick got in one good punch and called it a day. I mean, I really think he was so satisfied with himself after that. It was just job done. And I will say, I was happy to see the evidence of that punch actually show up, because a lot of times it feels like somebody gets punched and then there's no bruise, there's no aftermath at all. Matt was actually walking around with a bruise on his lip afterward, and I appreciated that. Matt is such a good villain. I mean, it's almost like he doesn't take any of it too seriously. And that's what makes him most dangerous. He doesn't have anything to lose. Nick offered Matt a whole $1 million to give Sienna back and then just disappear. And Matt was like, what? Only $1 million? You can't even buy a latte with $1 million these days. That is hilarious because it's true. The $1 million to get out of town has become such a soap opera trope. I think Victor offered Sienna $1 million just a couple weeks ago, didn't he? How many people have been offered that $1 million check over the course of the past 50 years? But I mean, now we're really getting to the heart of change. Inflation has really affected that being effective. So yeah, I agree with Matt. $1 million, forget it. For forever? You'd have to be really wise and live in a small town to make that last forever. Most people would blow through $1 million pretty quickly. I mean, you can't live in a major city on that. So Matt comes back to Nick and tells him, I'll take the deal, but you're gonna have to make it at least $5 million. And I loved, by the way, the moment where Matt said, hey, maybe I'll just end it all right now. Maybe I'll just jump over this railing and pin my own murder on you like I did before. That worked out so well. Nick was like, I'll take my chances. But I was so conflicted. I was thinking, do I want him to jump? Do I not want him to jump? He's bad, but he's good. I don't know. But of course he was bluffing. He agreed to take some money in exchange for Sienna, but of course we know that that is not going to be a simple exchange, because it seems like Victor has had Matt followed right back to the motel, and we also know that Matt has no intention of just giving Sienna back, taking the money and then just exchanging. He's not going to do a simple exchange. Matt wants to punish Nick and Sharon and make them suffer by just straight up killing Sienna and Noah. But where does Annie fit into all of this? I mean, he's probably going to just order Annie to do the dirty work, and because that's pretty much her role so far. All she's doing is the dirty work for him. And I mean, I can see, she seems like she has a conscience, a little bit at least. I can see her going along with the kidnapping of Sienna, but is she really going to kill Noah, a super hot guy? My sources say no. Oh, but I will tell you what really, really intrigues me is in the preview, we saw Kyle telling Jack and Diane about this whole mess. And the look on his face, he looked like the cat who just caught the canary. And I'm just asking myself, how does Kyle finding out about this seemingly unrelated family trauma work out in the Abbotts' favor? How is this going to help the Abbotts win against Victor? Victor and Jack finally came face to face at Society this week, and Jack let Victor know right to his face, I would rather burn my father's company to the ground than let you have it. Ugh. I will never get tired of hearing him say that. I think he should say that once a week, every week, from here on out. I know, I've heard so many comments of people saying they're tired of this rivalry, but no, not for me. Victor and Jack are at their best when they are mortal enemies. I'm enjoying it to no end. And this time around we have Billy as a little bit of a wild card here, which makes it even more fun. Well, wait, no. Billy is sort of a wild card who is trying to be an ace. I don't think Billy thinks of himself as a wild card. I think he thinks of himself as an ace. But Billy has got this destructive streak to him that we all know. And then I think he knows in the back of his mind. Billy is 100% willing to cross the line if he thinks that it's justified. And in this way, I think that Billy and Phyllis do make a really good pair. And maybe that's why he is suddenly supporting bringing her into the Abbott plan, even though Jack turned Phyllis down, said he doesn't trust her, doesn't want her help trying to get the AI back. And I mean, it honestly is starting to sound like Jack doesn't fully trust Victor, or sorry, it's starting to sound like Jack doesn't really fully trust Billy either, because there was just these little moments where he was implying that maybe there was something going on in Billy's mind, and Billy was denying it. But I think both Jack and Sally recognize that right now Billy is stable, right now Billy is sober, but Billy is so very capable of falling off that wagon at any moment. I think that Billy is going to partner with Phyllis on his own, despite what Jack wants. And I think they are going to steal that AI back, and then look out, Newman Enterprises. Wait, does anyone even work at Newman Enterprises anymore? Even Victoria hasn't been there in months. If Victoria's not getting any work done, no one's getting any work done, because you know sure as heck Nick isn't. But if Billy is coming for Victor, then he's definitely going to be coming for Chancellor too. Sorry, Nikki. Chancellor might be back on the table somehow. I mean, if Billy gets a hold of the AI, he might skip Newman Enterprises altogether and just go for Chancellor. That's what he really wants. Nikki met with Jack this week. Jack, I just can't stay mad at Victor. He gave me diamonds again. So there goes that plan. Nikki did, however, reassure Jack that she will change Victor's mind somehow. She will wear him down until he stops threatening to use the AI. But even if Victor agreed to not use the AI, Jack wouldn't trust it, and he shouldn't trust it. Jack's not going to bring Jabot back online based on whatever Nikki promises him on Victor's behalf. Even Victor's word, Jack wouldn't trust at this point. The only way that Jack is going to feel safe to move forward again is if he can get that technology out of Victor's hands and into his own. If I could get into a time machine and just go back to 1998 and stay there forever, that's exactly what I would do. I'm not sure I'd have to think about it at all. Let me tell you, I missed the Christmas classic episode, and I was not gonna miss the New Year's Eve classic episode too. There was no excuse. Especially once I found out that it was gonna be a party at Katherine's, with Jill serving her papers, thus launching the dispute over the house. Yes. Plus Neil. Plus Malcolm commenting on Katherine's taste in music. Plus Olivia. Plus Cole. With original Victoria. Original Victoria. I still think of her. And she was pregnant with Claire. Oh my goodness. It was just such an incredible flashback. Nick and Sharon were babies. I mean, they were literal babies with their soft faces. And Christine had that cute little choppy haircut, and Nina going on a date. And Ryan McNeil. Oh my goodness, Ryan. With crazy Trisha and her sister. I mean, that cast was huge. The sets were huge. The budgets were huge. The hair was huge. The drama was huge. Dang. You know, the one thing that really strikes me upon watching that classic episode and reflecting on it and comparing it to where we are now is how very toned down soaps have become. I mean, it used to definitely be bigger is better. Jill didn't just crash the party. She stole the invitation and we saw it. She brought the process server with her as her date, served Katherine with the court papers in front of everyone, and Katherine threw them on the ground. Such big action, such little action at the same time, but there was action. There was movement. I mean, the way the camera just swept between the groups. I mean, you really felt like you were flowing through the party. And the way that even the non-party scenes faded into each other. Jack gave Victor a folder to file it. Victor filed it into the trash can. The camera went to the trash can and then just faded into a totally different scene. I can't remember which. But like, there was an artistry there, a camera artistry there. You know what it was? I feel like the cameras are static now, but that party was handheld. There was motion, and it really, it just added to this feeling like the show was one big cohesive unit. Like it was one stage with many rooms. You know, today, the stories feel more isolated, more independent, and all the characters in them feel so normal, you know, so relatable. And I love that too. I think soaps had to adjust to modern times. I'm not complaining, I'm just noting the difference. But even then, I didn't need to relate to Jill in order to enjoy Jill. I just needed to crave what it was she was going to do next. And it delivered. I mean, everything that episode promised, it delivered. My daughter was sitting on the floor. I was watching it. She had her back to the TV, and I said, honey, turn around. Let me get you. You need to, let me help you get educated. I made her stay through the end of the episode. She was like, Mom, I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, but Jill's about to deliver the papers, honey. Come on, child. If you don't view history, history disappears. Oh. And then it dawned on me how much I was influenced by the way soaps used to be, by that style of drama. I mean, that episode, it's my language. It's the language that I grew up on. It's like coded into my DNA. Like the way that episode was is the way my brain works on the inside. It is exactly like the story that I wrote, all of it, the huge cast, the costumes, the set design, the sweeping motion, that feeling of cohesion, the feeling that everything fits together. That is the Fauna and the Flora. That's what I created. And I just have to say, if you loved that classic episode, you will love my story. You will love listening to the audiobook where I do all the character voices. I mean, it's very much all still alive. It's still thriving right there. It's old memories and yet new at the same time. And just something about sitting there watching that episode convinced me more than ever that I am carrying on that classic soap opera tradition with F and F. I mean, it's the exact same heartbeat of soap operas, direct from my heart to hopefully yours. 2026 is going to be a hell of a year. I think you know who said it. But if you want to find out and confirm, you should go to yrchat.com. 2026 is going to be a hell of a year. Let's read some comments, starting with Connie, who says, I really enjoyed seeing the sets then and now on the classic episode. I had trouble recognizing the mansion floor plan until I got my bearings when I saw the staircase and the foyer. What I always thought was the office and study behind the staircase wall was actually a huge space for entertainment that leads to the pool and the patio. The main room with the fireplace threw me off as well because they shot it from a different angle. I loved seeing Katherine and her diamonds and sapphires, and it made me miss her unique style, charm, and class. When Jean Cooper died, we just lost something that it still lives. It's still in a time capsule, but you're right. The show it's just never been the same without her. I remember when they redid the mansion. I don't know if she was still alive or not. I don't think so. I think it was around the time that like Billy redecorated the mansion and everyone hated it, and then we had to redecorate it again. They started filming that room from a different angle. So when you're saying I didn't recognize the main room at first, I identify completely, because I do remember, and you can see they were shooting it from a different side, and now it's slightly different. And yeah, I mean, my goodness, the fact that right behind that staircase there was the entertainment space where I remember very clearly Jill and Katherine having a cake fight, and then it opened up into the garden and the pool area. I mean, you guys, we have peaked. It's like, you know, I don't know. It's hard. We've peaked. There's no going back. But we still have it there to enjoy, and I sure did. It's so hard because, like, on the same note, it's like, well, I mean, soaps had to evolve to be able to stay on air. I mean, just thinking about how much reduced the cast is, how much reduced the sets are. I mean, they had to do it. They had to do it. I mean, there's just simply not as many people watching TV, and it's just the budget just has been, you know, squeezed out little by little. But, you know, I don't usually get to watch the classic episodes. So this, I think, is hitting me extra hard because I did. And you know what else I did, you guys? Get this. Okay. I watched a segment, and then I got up on the commercial break and did some dishes. And let me tell you, I felt like I was back in 98, because that's what you do. You watch a little bit, and then on the commercials, walk away and do a little chore, come back, watch the show, walk away, do a little chore. I mean, hence soaps, hence the whole concept of soaps. Diana mentioned that there were so many extras back in the day, just like a rich person would have in real life. There were over 60 people there. I have to pause there for a second because I noticed that too. Like, there was a moment where Katherine, I think she was pulling Paul away from a conversation, and he was talking to some nobodies. And I was like, who's those nobodies? I don't recognize those characters. Oh, they're extras just to fill the space out. And then Diana also says, also the dramatic music that I remember so clearly. I was humming along with the music. I've got that music on a CD back here somewhere. But yeah, those are the classic songs. They were used over and over again. You recognized them when they came up. You knew the feeling that was associated with them. So yeah, that music was gorgeous. Okay, back to the present. Tavi says, Victor says his issue with Jack is that he inherited Jabot while he built his company from the ground up. But when it comes to Chancellor Industries, could it not be viewed that Nikki inherited it from Katherine Chancellor and that it was handed to her? Also, the same can be said for Victor's children, who decided to work at Newman Enterprises, just like Jack works for his father's company. Oh, Tavi, how dare you use that excellent logic? How dare you be so right? Steven says, Victor is back to his old tricks, buying off his allies with historical trinkets while escalating his war with Jack. One Habsburg heirloom, and Nikki waltzes over to the Abbott mansion to give Jack a warm hasta la vista, baby. One original coin for Michael, and he's ready to turn on Jack, the very man who, through good times and bad, always gave Michael the time of day and even the job that rebuilt his reputation. When will Genoa City learn that being bought off always comes with a steep price? I have to say, I was sort of secretly hoping that Nikki would leave Victor for a little bit. So I was kind of disappointed that she so thoroughly flopped. But I don't know about Michael. I think he's going to take the coin and then flip the script. Connie says, apparently Victor shops at Collectibles R Us, an exclusive establishment that provides Marie Antoinette necklaces for disgruntled wives and rare Roman coins for disgruntled former employees. I can play along with the extraordinary rare gift premise, but that was not a Christmas gift he gave to Michael. It was a loyalty test with a prepaid reward, and I thought it was tacky and in bad form. I mean, no doubt about it. It's not even about Victor. That scene's about Michael. Are you going to take the coin? Huh, Michael? What are you going to do? You going to take the coin? Are you going to take that little bit of temptation? Priceless gift? Are you still lured in by Victor? And even if he does take the coin, he has already said that he is planning to get closer to Victor than ever. So even if he does take the coin, what's he going to do with it? Is he going to stay on Victor's side, or is he going to flip it and go and betray Victor silently and quietly? Sharon W. says, with Michael's gift of his loyalty coin from Victor, is he going to continue to watch Victor's back in lieu of working for Jack's family? After all, as Lauren told him, he never seems to be able to turn his back on Victor for very long. Yeah, that's the question. He can take the coin, but what's he going to do with it? It's a Pandora's box. Once he opened the box, he was in trouble. Now he has to pick a side. He has to flip the coin. It was actually pretty good symbolism there. I like that. Tavi says, is Ian gaslighting Mariah? Because he was touching her, picking up the photo and other things. Well, let's address this question, Tavi, with a poll for the week, because I don't know. I'm wondering what you guys think about that. Is Ian Ward alive? Is that your interpretation of it, that he's alive and somehow gaslighting Mariah? I mean, we did see his eyes flip open. Or is he dead and he's a ghost and this is all in her mind? YRChat.com. Is Ian alive, or is he a ghost and Mariah is imagining him? Let's put a poll on that this week. Russell says, Mariah is holed up in a crappy motel and Ian is lurking around in there too. I initially assumed that he was a twisted hallucination because when he appeared to her at the clinic, when she looked up, in the end, he was gone. This time there was no vanishing act in the hotel room. So how could she be in a motel room with him? She hates him. It sounds like Ian has something he wants Mariah to do beyond the letting go of her family. I predict this whole thing is somehow a scheme that Ian put together. The man that flirted with her and she thinks she killed is him. Mariah doesn't even know the man left the hotel after she held the pillow on his face. Yeah, that's true. Did she say she stopped? I can't remember. It's been so long that they've been stretching this story out. But you do make a really good point that, it is certainly possible that he is actually alive and gaslighting her, because it did seem like he was trying to lead her to do something. I don't know what exactly, but he was talking about the plan, and it was all sort of masked, where you could interpret it as maybe he's talking about Tessa and her letting go and going with the plan and destiny. But it did seem like there was something else he might be leading her to do. And if that's the case, maybe he is really alive and really doing it. Oh, Sherrod says, so let me understand this. Y&R has decided to de-gay Taraya by having the only self-proclaimed lesbian on daytime television sleep with a man while her wife is having an exorcism moment of releasing her gayness with an angel/Satan-like cult figure in a hotel room, which looks like the same hotel room that Ian and Jordan and Phyllis and Jeremy Stark were hiding out in. Interesting. Sherrod. Dang, when you put it that way. Kind of hard to deny when you put it that way. Jeez, yeah. Well, Naomi responded to that saying, here's my perspective on Tessa and Mariah. I don't think of them as gay or lesbian. I think of them as two women. They have loved men and have loved each other. I'm unschooled in this, so my brain says people fall in love with people, and the gender thing is secondary. Well, I think that's a really nice way of putting it, Naomi. Love first, gender secondary, drama primary. I do wonder, though, like, what is Y&R's plan here? I mean, is this all like a long plan to just sort of break up Mariah and Tessa and move back toward their, traditional direction? Or is this just a stopping point? I don't know. I mean, it's entirely possible that Mariah and Tessa still end up back together after all of this. Oh, I don't know. Well, it seems like a lot of people are actually really liking Daniel and Tessa. Tavi says, controversial opinion, I really love Daniel and Tessa together. The slow build from that friendship in 2024, helping him through Heather's death, then making him happy again, and him helping her deal with Mariah's drama, it's a beautiful story. Well, that's not so controversial at all. Sharon W. also says Daniel and Tessa really want to take care of each other, which is exhibited in the tenderness they show each other. What a beautiful love story born out of the suffering they both had to live through during all of 2025. Oh yeah, I think Tessa and Daniel definitely have some support. It's just like I just wonder like, where's Y&R going with it? Do they, do they do chemistry tests? Do they do like audience heartbeat polls? Are they saying, okay, well, the audience would prefer Daniel and Tessa, or would the audience prefer Tessa and Mariah? I don't know. I got no clue how that looks and works its way out behind the scenes, but I am curious. Oh, Sharon W. says, Allie, your screenshot of Adam and Sally at Society is giving me newfound hope that these two may be able to get back together in 2026. The smiles on their faces show a true love and caring for each other. After all, Chelsea is starting to get mad at both Victor and Adam again because of their pursuit in destroying Jack. And even though Billy cares a lot about Sally, I don't think he can continue singing her praises without wanting much more of the glory for himself. I have seen some Billy and Sally fans for sure, but it just does seem like the writing is on the wall that Billy's about to implode and that Sally can sense it coming. But as for whether or not that means an Adam and Sally reunion, I'm not sure. Michelle agrees with you though, saying Sally and Adam reminiscing about New Year's past gives me hope that they will get back together. And it needs to be in 2026 as her maternal clock is ticking. I don't see Billy being up for another kid, but this world needs another little Newman. And Naomi says, I love Adam and Sally together. I had forgotten how they banter. The look on Adam's face when he sighed and said he'd share his burger. He was loving her company. Sally just sparkles when she looks at Adam and forgets to be on guard. Yeah, maybe that's what was nice about it. They forgot to be on guard, specifically Sally. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, when Adam walked into the scene at Sharon's house, I'm not going to lie, I was like, well, I don't know, I could maybe go for Adam and Sharon mixing things up again. It's been a while since we've seen them give it a try, and it just doesn't seem like anything's happening with Nick and Sharon. So, I mean, it was odd that Adam was in those scenes almost in a way. He hasn't been super involved in the Matt thing, and then all of a sudden he was, giving his opinion on it, and that made me think, well, I wonder if there's any chance Adam and Sharon are going to reunite in 2026. Gary says, Sally is too good to Audra. But what a wonderful present, making Audra happy. Too good to her. And Naomi says, Audra has to update her resume. Yeah, I mean, the whole premise that Audra has trouble finding work is just a little bit surprising to me. You would think that Audra would have no problem at all getting hired. Hey, last week I asked you guys who you were rooting for. Audra versus Claire. 63% pick Audra. Wow. Tony says, I'm Team Audra. Audra wants it all, mostly love and acceptance, but Claire will win. because she is duplicitous, entitled, and remorseless. She has love and acceptance without earning it. Ooh. Naomi voted for Audra. She's an underdog with few people on her side. Yeah, you almost kind of do have to, yeah, the underdog element. There's something to that. That might be exactly why I voted for Audra too. Marianne V voted for Claire. She is finally exerting herself, doing what she wants. Holden is part of that, and I hope it works out for them. I think Holden is a better partner for her than Kyle. And T. Nicole also voted Claire, but depending on how the weeks play out, it could sway to Audra. I like that. Diana says, did anyone notice when Victoria ran into Kyle at the athletic club that she was looking at Kyle's crotch area when she asked him how he was? It was very odd and very noticeable. Allie, did you get a screenshot of this? Oh, Diana, I'm so glad you mentioned this. I didn't specifically notice the crotch shot, but I did notice that we are having a lot of scenes with Victoria and Kyle lately. What does that mean? I don't know if it's just that Weiner wants to give somebody else, Kyle, somebody else to talk to about Claire, but it's always Victoria. And am I wrong that it just almost feels like there's a little bit of something there? I'm kind of for it. That would be something fun to mix up for 2026. Oh, Russell says, the scenes with Kane and Lily were great. I could not look away. The closing moment choked me up. Kane read her like a book, and it was really sweet. Lily agreed. Diana says, I got teary-eyed and so emotional, and I'm not sure why. We finally see Lily melt and kiss Kane. I wonder now what's going to happen, as we know Lily will be having her baby soon. I think Lily may say she's going to visit the twins and talk to them about getting back with their dad. I don't know what other reason Lily could be leaving town now that she's trying to start over with Kane and build a relationship. Oh, yeah, Michelle says Lily and Kane will just hop on a train and tour the 7 continents, and that'll cover the maternity leave. It is sort of interesting timing, right? It seems like Crystal Khalil was probably going to be giving birth very soon, and now all of a sudden they're getting together. I don't know, Diana, that probably makes sense. Like maybe she will say, oh, I'm going to go talk to the kids and try to repair this. So who knows? I mean, the way they film everything these days, she could have had her baby and already be back, and the viewers don't even notice the gap. Maybe the whole thing with Phyllis was just covering the gap. Okay, well, last week we did a fill in the blank where I asked you guys this. My biggest Y&R wish for 2026 is... Are you ready to read these really great responses? This is so good. My biggest Y&R wish for 2026 is a kidnapping-free year. Ah! First of all, I just had to pause and bravo that one. Yes, please. Please, Y&R, make 2026 a kidnapping-free year. My biggest Y&R wish for 2026 is more special events, like weddings, parties where many characters interact, and most importantly, beautiful fashionable clothes are the dress code. For 2026, the kids come back. For the kids to come back and start some young adult storylines. Something fresh, non-corporate. My biggest wish for 2026 is Lily would stop telling Kane he hurt his family and he's unforgivable. Biggest wish for 2026, juicy classic soapy drama such as an ongoing scandalous affair. Was that mine? It was not, but it could have been. Audra and Noah to reunite while Sienna falls for Nick, allowing room for Phyllis and Sharon chemistry. The Audra, Noah, and missing baby story we haven't gotten yet. My biggest Y&R wish for 2026 is more Danny and Christine. Yeah, I know, where are they? And this one's, I think, my favorite. My biggest wish for 2026 Y&R is another multi-year renewal announcement. I mean, yes. Yeah, I'm not sure how long. I think maybe they're renewed through 2028. I want to say, I could be wrong. But yeah, Y&R renewed till the year 3000, please. Well, that about does it for a Y&R chat for the week. Oh, one more thing. There's a difference between a wish and a prediction. So I got your wishes in, but this is the last week to get your 2026 predictions in. What do you think will happen over the course of the next year? I'm seeing lots of surprise pregnancy predictions. I mean, there's a lot of places this show could go. Go ahead, be bold, be wild. Think reunions, think revenge, hookups, shakeups. What are your predictions for Y&R in the year 2026? Final week to get those in at yrchat.com. While you're there, be sure to take a look at some of those photos. Unfortunately, I do not have a photo of Victoria looking at Kyle's crotch. I wish I had, but I did get some other beautiful photos. None of the classic episode, of course, because it doesn't air online. I can't. But, you know, it was also just sort of nice just to watch that one and not do screen caps. But there's polls there. There's conversations there. The next fill in the blank will be there on Monday morning. So be sure to stop by the website and see what all's going on there throughout the week. And I'll be back here next Sunday, no doubt about that. And we'll kick off another wonderful year of Y&R and Y&R chat. I hope you guys had a really nice, exciting, nor relaxing New Year's. I hope you did something special, and I hope you're looking forward to another fantastic year here with me. I love you guys. I hope you have a good week, good year, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.